Hello dear viewers! Today our presentation focuses on the impact of AI tools on students' learning effectiveness, motivation and independent thinking. Students use AI to summarize texts, explain difficult concepts, translate materials, generate ideas, improve writing, solve coding problems and prepare for their exams. However, AI affects education in different ways. It can make learning faster, more personalized, and more accessible. It can explain topics in different ways, give feedback, and help students overcome confusion. At the same time, it can create risks. If students use AI only to get ready-made answers, they may become less independent, less critical, and less confident in their own thinking. This creates an important research problem. AI tools are becoming common in education, but not all students know how to use them effectively and responsibly. So the purpose of our research is to examine how AI tools influence in three areas: learning effectiveness, motivation, and independent thinking. Learning effectiveness means how well students understand, remember, and apply knowledge. So motivation means students' interest, confidence, and willingness to continue learning. So independent thinking means ability to analyze information, form opinions, and ask questions, and solve problems without full dependence on external help. Our main research question is: how do AI tools affect students' learning effectiveness, motivation, and independent thinking? Our main idea is that AI is not automatically good or bad. Its impact depends on how it is used. When students use AI to understand, practice, and reflect, it can improve learning. But when they use it to copy or avoid effort, it can weaken learning. In simple words, AI should support student thinking, not replace it.
Artificial intelligence in education has been widely discussed in recent years. Many researchers describe AI as a powerful learning tool, but they also emphasize that it must be used carefully, ethically, and critically. OECD reported in January 2026 that 3/4 of students aged 16 and over were already using AI generative tools. In the UK, the Higher Education Policy Institute found that 92% of undergraduates used AI in some form. 88% had used it for assessment, and 18% said they had directly used AI-generated text in their work. These numbers show that AI is no longer a future possibility in education. It's already part of students' daily learning process. Therefore, the main question is not whether students use AI, but how use of AI affects their learning. One major advantage is AI personalization. In traditional classrooms, students often receive the same explanation, even though they have different needs. AI can adapt explanation by using simpler language, giving or showing examples, step-by-step solutions, and also AI supports self-paced learning. Students can use it outside of the classroom when they have questions during homework or exam. Another benefit is the feedback. AI can quickly comment on grammar, structure, writing, clarity, coding, mistakes, and reasoning. AI can also increase motivation. When tasks feel difficult, AI can increase stress by breaking them into smaller steps, suggesting a plan, explaining terms, or creating practice questions. However, the current research also highlights major risks. One risk is overdependence. If students always use AI before thinking themselves, they may become passive learners and lose problem-solving skills. Another concern is academic dishonesty. AI can quickly generate essays, answers, and summaries. If students submit AI-generated work as their own, it creates a critical problem and makes assessment meaningful. This is also the issue of accuracy. AI can sometimes give incorrect or incomplete information, even when it sounds confident. Therefore, students must verify AI response and not trust them blindly. Researchers also emphasize AI literacy. Students should understand what AI can do and cannot do, put questions, evaluate answers, and compare information with variable sources, and write ideas in their own worlds.
Methodology. We employed a cross-sectional questionnaire-based design. 52 responders completed the survey. The sample was predominantly composed of graduate students, with the remainder drawn from second year, first year, and postgraduate cohorts. By field, 69% were enrolled in STEM disciplines, 15% in social sciences, and the remaining 16% distributed across arts, humanities, and business. The sample is therefore not representative of the general student population and skewed towards technically oriented graduate respondents. The survey comprised 3 sections: background and tool use information, 13 5-point Likert items like first, strongly disagree, and 5 strongly agree, covering learning effectiveness, motivation, and independent thinking, and closed and open-ended items concerning overall perceived impact, preferred institutional policy, and qualitative perceptions of benefits and risks. Analysis. Item level means were computed for the Likert scale. Categorical variables were summarized as frequencies. Open-ended responses were grouped thematically. Limitations. The findings are subject to 4 constraints: modest sample size, field and degree level skewed towards STEM graduates, self-report bias, and absence of behavioral and performance measure to validate self-reported effects.
Finding and analysis. ChatGPT was the most frequently used tool, about 85%, followed by Cloud 65%, and the dominant academic application was understanding difficult topics, reported by approximately 80% of respondents. What about learning effectiveness? Items in this construct received the highest mean rating. Respondents most strongly agreed that AI provides useful explanations and accelerates comprehensions of difficult topics. About independent thinking, 2 findings here are notable. First, respondents agreed at high levels with both risk statements. Sometimes I rely too much on AI instead of thinking independently, and using AI may reduce students' ability to solve problems independently. Second, self-reported critical evaluation and verification behavior received markedly lower agreement. I critically evaluate AI-generated answer before using them, and I verify AI-generated information using other source. Motivational effects are real but modest and concentrated in stress reduction rather than engagement. The risk to independent thinking is acknowledged by respondents, but their self-reported verification practices are weak relative to that acknowledgement. The implication is that AI literacy, specifically the discipline of critical evaluation and source verification, is a principal level for converting current AI use from a partial liability into a consistent learning asset.
AI tools are changing the role of both students and teachers. Students are no longer only receivers of information. With AI, they can explore topics independently, ask questions, and receive instant support. In conclusion, AI tools significantly affect students' learning effectiveness, motivation, and independent thinking. AI can improve learning by providing explanations, feedback, examples, summaries, and personalized support. It can increase motivation by reducing confusion, stress, and helping students feel progress. It can also support independent thinking when students use it to ask deeper questions, compare viewpoints, and improve reasoning.
However, AI can also have risks. It can create overdependence, reduce effort, weaken critical thinking, and encourage academic dishonesty if students use it only to copy answers. The main message of our research is that AI should be used as an assistant, not as a replacement for human thinking. A responsible student should think independently, use AI for support, check the information, and explain the final answer in their own words.